In The Eyes of the Skin by Juhani Plasma, he argues that architecture's obsession with whiteness and flatness results in aesthetics that weakens the presence of the material. This idea that paint covers the material's past and present provokes a thought about how deep does weathering go and what does it mean to express the presence of the material. To study and test these questions and ideas, 4 materials were chosen: cypress, concrete with steel, aluminum, and granite. Cypress, a durable and stable wood that grows in swampy, wet regions of the world, is recognized for its rot resistance. In Japan, a lot of houses are thought to be painted black. However, upon further inspection, one can see a leathery crackle on the texture of the facade. This is due to the charring of the cypress that is adopted in regions of Japan to make the cypress slidings and facades more water-resistant and rot-resistant. Thus, the color becomes a local vernacular. We are never more than a few feet from either concrete or steel, or a combination of both. A simple walk outside, the image of rusting melting off the window mullion onto the surface of concrete is within every corner of our range of vision. The combination of steel and concrete is especially interesting, as steel is a homogeneous material, while no two mixture of concrete is ever the same, thus raising the question of what we embed into the concrete mixture and how will it weather to reflect its makeup. The contact of these two materials also raised the question of what does it mean for two materials to weather at different speeds. Aluminum is one of the most oxygen-reactive metals, and like all metals, they rust and oxidize to form a protective layer. Rust and patina on steel and copper are easy to remove, but the corrosion in aluminum is much harder to remove. Thus, aluminum is a material that embeds and embraces its corrosion. Granite is one of the most common and dimensionally stable materials in the world, forming the sheer walls of the Yosemite valleys and the chisel faces of Mount Rushmore and the land that we walk on. Formed under millions of years of pressure and time, the lifespan of a building is only a flicker to these stones. Thus, how can granite express its presence as a material in the short lifespan of a building? All 4 materials are harvested, created, and processed differently. For instance, the act of harvesting granite is also an act of landscaping, carving away at the earth. The way granite are harvested, section also requires specific techniques and drills, while cypress trees also are cut at a specific age with a cutting technique unique for felling trees. Moreover, the 2 main components that goes into concrete is aggregate and paste, yet the range and ingredients of these components vary greatly. As Mostafafi and Ledebaro quotes on weathering, the past is not a specific and limited period of time over and done with, rather it can be seen as what has come to be. The material's origin can be as expressive as the material's present and future. Thus, how, when, and what can one expect to be revealed through these 4 materials as it weathers? To accelerate the weathering of these materials, they will be placed in an open space prone to the weather and other lives around it. They will be watered, baked, and dried consecutively. These tests will continue for several months and are documented throughout. By the end of the semester, how they chip, color, mold, react will all be recorded. No preconceived notion of the material will be used in treating or studying these materials. The unexpected and expected are both welcome.